I'm John the Liquidator, and this is the Liquidator Report. So it looked like Donald Trump is cleared to take action against Venezuela. I'm going to say he's a terroristic dictator, Nicolas Maduro. Articles has been released talking about the matter. So if you guys aren't familiar with this whole process, today was today that we found out if the U.S. could actually take action against Maduro, and it looked like news is pretty much breaking about this whole situation. Let's head on over to Google right now to check out this article. So Bloomberg put out an article this morning, and it is definitely making its ways across the internet, and everybody's just talking about this. It says U.S. terror destination targets Maduro's alleged drug network. So not only is he a dictator, the gentleman is a drug dealer as well. This is a story that we will be tracking here on the channel, man. If you guys have not done so, click subscribe to the channel, hype the video, like the video, as we is taking our place here covering this news story. It says U.S. President Donald Trump formally designation of Venezuela cartel of the Suns as a foreign terrorist organization will take effect on Monday, which is today, escalating tensions between the two countries. So now it's set in stone that Donald Trump could take action and bring all the smoke to Venezuela dictator, bruh. So it goes on to say the U.S. government says the group is operated by a senior army officer, smuggled drugs, and is led by President Nicolas Maduro himself. The designation comes amid a massive U.S. military buildup that led airlines to cancel flights on fears of an immediate attack on Venezuela territories. The decision was published Sunday evening in a federal registry, noted November the 24th. On Monday, the Treasury updated a OFAC's specially designated nationals and black persons list entry for the cartel, adding the FTO designation alongside its existing specially designated global terrorist or SDGT status. The group remains subject to secondary sanctions as well. So it looked like he could get sanctions as well if efforts isn't reached in this matter. Now, the U.S. hasn't yet published evidence trying Maduro to drug trafficking. Some observers, including Colombian president, have questioned whether the cartel of the Suns exists at all. So basically, they're trying to sweep this thing under the rug and say that, hey, you know what? We ain't got no cartel. There's nothing over here going on with drug dealing. Well, it's looking real spooky. I just got to keep it real. Now, the group name is a reference to the sun that Venezuela army officers were on their uniforms. Venezuela government rejected the designation on Monday. In a statement, Foreign Affairs Minister called it ridiculous falsehood aimed at justifying an illegal intervention. Now, U.S. operators, the USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, arrived in the region in November, sparking fears within the Maduro administration that the U.S. may be preparing to strike targets inside Venezuela. In recent weeks, U.S. and Washington has already taken direct action, destroying vessels near Venezuela coast subjected of drug trafficking. One thing about President Trump, he's standing on business in this war against drugs. So I don't give a damn if it's Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico. It don't matter what it is. When it comes to drugs entering the U.S. of A., get ready for BTA, belt to ass. Donald Trump ain't playing no game, bruh, with no countries bringing illegal substances across our borders. Now, as the standoff intensify, repercussions followed during the weekend as several airlines canceled all flights to and from Venezuela in response to a U.S. Federal Aviation Administration urging operators to exercise cautions due to spiraling crisis. And it goes on to say, read more about this. Now, this also was released too on Twitter. It says U.S. issues NOTAM on the international airspace of the Gulf of America. Unlike previous NOTAMs of Puerto Rico and Venezuela, this one begins on Tuesday and lasted only 3 hours. The Gulf has been used to refuel U.S. borders and reconcile aircrafts en route to conduct operations off the coast of Venezuela. So, as we can see here, the U.S. is monitoring the airspace, which is over Venezuela right now, and it's just looking crazy, man. Somebody said, "What golf? The Gulf of America, bruh. Y'all better quit playing with Trump like he ain't him." But one thing I can tell you guys is that this whole situation between Venezuela dictator Nicolas Maduro is something that is getting very, very serious. Um, will it come out that he is leading a cartel? I can't yay or nay that. But something I can tell you guys is there is definitely something going on between the Venezuela government and these cartels. It's causing so much concern that President Trump is, oh, wow. Wow. So this is breaking news. So this is breaking news right here. So it says Venezuela tensions are impacting air travel. So it's not just so. This is something that just came out as of right now, guys. Let's look and see if we could get this video loaded up. So this is from ABC News. So this is from ABC News right now, coming out about this whole situation between Venezuela and these cartels, because the Venezuela government is basically saying, y'all know what? We ain't got no cartels. We don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all lying. Ain't nobody lying. Ain't nobody playing games. I believe the U.S. government is going to get to the bottom of this because, like, I would hate for it to be a war because we know, Venezuela they really ain't coming like that. So this is the report here that was just released by ABC. Let me see if I can get it to play here real quick.
Presence in the region. Both president and government to its list of terrorist organizations as the FAA is warning pilots about flying in Venezuelan airspace.
Wow.
The U.S. has been building up a military presence in the region. Now it's unclear if President Trump will try to force President Maduro out with military strikes. Let's bring in ABC transportation reporter Sam Sweeney for more on the travel impact here. Hi, Sam. So airlines are increasingly canceling flights to Venezuela now. What's the latest on the standoff and its impact on travel?
Yeah, well, most of the U.S. airlines had already pulled out months ago, if not years ago, into Venezuela. But there were still foreign carriers from both Europe, Central, and South America flying into Venezuela. And most of those airlines have now pulled out. This notice, it's called a NOTAM, or a notice to airmen, went into place warning any carrier that may be operating in that area that if you fly over Venezuelan airspace and portions of the Caribbean that are off the coast of Venezuela, that you are putting that aircraft in danger. Well, of course, the U.S. carriers that are now flying in that area are avoiding all of Venezuelan airspace. So anything going from the East Coast down to Brazil or Argentina or any other countries like Colombia and South America that may pass over on a normal basis over Venezuela will now avoid Venezuelan airspace. This is just one more piece of this puzzle that we are seeing forming from the Trump administration around the Venezuelan issue.
And Sam, AAA is predicting a record-breaking 81.8 million Americans will drive or fly this week. What are you watching for on that front?
Well, right now, the airlines and the airports, they all say they are ready, and all of the signs point that they.
So as we just heard there, this is definitely causing a stop in travel for the Venezuela air travel. But like I stated, we're going to monitor it here on this channel. This is a brand new channel. If you guys aren't familiar with me, I'm cover Caitlin Clark and many other sports on my other channels, John the Liquidator. If you guys have not done so, like I stated before, hype the video, click that subscribe button. As more news come out about this, I will be one of the first people to cover this story. Get down in the comment section right now. Let me know y'all thoughts about this. Keep them bells on. And until next time, I'm John the Liquidator, and this is the Liquidator Report. I'm out of here. Peace out.